Welcome to the Waylon perspective. Please like and press that subscribe button. I appreciate it very much. This is my reaction to Diana Ankudinova and Brandon Stone performing What a Wonderful World, originally by Louis Armstrong. Let's commence.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diana Ankudinova sounding absolutely astonishingly brilliant on this classic song. What a wonderful world we live in, ladies and gentlemen. It's not always perfect, but it's the best we've got. And Diana Ankudinova teaming up with Brandon Stone. I have reacted to the two of them doing a song before on my channel, and I've also reacted to Tongi performing a version of What a Wonderful World on my channel as well. But Diana's voice, ladies and gentlemen, Diana's voice is just so unique, so different. And that tone that she just absolutely sings the song in, it just adds another dimension to the track, ladies and gentlemen. It just makes the song sound wonderful, and she's just started here. This is just going to continue to be brilliant. I have absolutely no doubt. What a singer this young lady is.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They really say, I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, this arrangement sounds fantastic. I did not expect that beat to drop there and to just casually go forward in such a cool way. The piano work here by Brandon Stone on point as well. Diana's voice is just utterly charming and utterly awesome, ladies and gentlemen. She's singing this wonderfully, and she's just adding, those flourishes in as well. That just makes the song just rise even more. You know what I mean? This version here is sounding freaking epic, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm saying. Shout out to whoever did the arrangement. It's probably Brandon, but it sounds epic, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful stuff. It's already such a cool song. And now Diana and Brandon are adding their own vibe to it. And ladies and gentlemen, it's working for me, is what I'm saying. Really enjoyable.
I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I am super duper uber impressed by this performance here, this rendition of this song, ladies and gentlemen. The vibe was kind of, in a way, sort of, there was a hip-hop vibe to that initial beat, the way they sang it. Maybe R&B. There was an R&B vibe to it, like the way it initially sounded. And then it just breaks down into a jazzy vibe, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's so cool. I absolutely love the different, directions the song is going in terms of its arrangement for the music. But Tiana, just her voice, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the highlight of the performance. She is so awesome, such a great singer. And then you give her this wonderful instrumental here. Of course, she is going to crush her performance. Of course, she's going to be utterly brilliant on the track. It's what she does, ladies and gentlemen. She's that good. And ladies and gentlemen, this vibe here is utterly awesome. Utterly awesome. Shout out to these two awesome performers. They're giving me a version of this song here that I'm not only appreciating, I'm proud of it. It's that awesome. It's brilliant stuff.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They really saying, I love you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That was brilliant. So captivating, so compelling, so memorable, ladies and gentlemen. I have to, applaud away from the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. That is a performance that deserves applause. Even by me sitting here all alone, just watching it for the first time and reacting to it. Diana Ankudinova and Brandon Stone giving us a spectacularly unforgettable version of What a Wonderful World. What a wonderful performance, ladies and gentlemen. From the beginning to the end. That was just creativity through and through for yours truly in that arrangement. That vocal performance by Diana, just sounding astoundingly awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Her voice, she was in such control of that performance, ladies and gentlemen. There was an element of her just having fun, but at the same time being so stunningly capable and giving you just an incredibly strong singing performance, vocal performance, ladies and gentlemen. That was utterly brilliant. I loved every second of that rendition of that classic song, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is some seriously awesome stuff right there. Seriously awesome. I mean, I'm still trying to reach here for words to describe how spectacular that was. It just made me feel so many emotions as well. Like, just pay attention to how I was throughout that. You had moments where I was just enjoying it and having a good time, and moments where I was just sitting there spellbound and appreciative. And then towards the end, it became so emotional at the end of the whole song. I was getting emotional there, ladies and gentlemen. And how awesome is that? Diana and Brandon taking us on that journey through the song and just sounding spectacularly awesome while they did it. Magnificent, magnificent rendition of the song there. Magnificent vocal performance by Tiana Ankudinova. Thank you very much, Tiana and Brandon Stone. You just made my day. You absolutely made my December. That was simply unbelievably magical. Tiana Ankudinova and Brandon Stone created a glorious version of the song that was simply out of this world.